Welcome to the online session, and today we are going to see the topic of sources of energy. So it is nothing but we are getting energy from a particular sources. So if you are getting a solar energy means from which source we are getting the solar energy? From the sun. Likewise wind energy means it is from the air, the wind which blows. Likewise from water we will get the hydro energy or the tidal energy. Likewise, the sources of energy is of different types. So here we are going to, in this session, we are going to discuss some very interesting concepts which behind this sources of energy. Now let us move on to the session now. So let me give you some basic introduction. At present, nowadays, the energy is very much essential requirement of our human being. So no activity is done without this energy. For cooking food, heating water, to operate television, radio, computers, for operating the washing machine, fridges, everything we need energy. So, and also we need energy to operate big machines in the factories also. So the sources is fuel, either by using fuel or by using electricity we are having this energies. So the ultimate source of the energy is the sun. So different sources of energy. So anything which supplies useful energy to us to carry out the various activities are all the sources of energy. So the sources of energy we are getting from plants, wind, water, coal, petroleum plays vital role, natural gas, biogas, etc. So it is estimated that sun is about 5 billion years old, but still we get the energy, that is the solar energy, from a long period of time. So here is the classification of the sources of energy, that is renewable source of energy, non-renewable source of energy. So in renewable sources, it is produced continuously in nature, that is inexhaustible. So examples like air, water, solar, radiation, biomass, wind energy, etc. On the other side, the non-renewable sources of energy. So being present in the nature, it will have the limited quality. So it will have some limited quantity. We cannot take whatever we want. So it is not replenished by any process. For examples, coal, natural gas, petroleum, fissionable materials like that. So here comes the fossil fuel. So combustible substance formed by the dead animals or birds which are buried in deep surface of the earth, that too millions of years ago. That will form the fossil fuel. So at present the energy requirements are being supplied by the fossil fuels. Next one is the coal. So coal is a fossil fuel and it is a black material and it is a mixture of a carbon and compounds of carbon. So in compounds of carbon it consists of oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. And what are the uses here? So by these energies we are using this for cooking food or to heating water, and in thermal power plants they are using this energy to produce electricity, and a blacksmith who will melt the iron and other materials. And here comes the petroleum. So the petroleum, the word which is derived from a Greek word petra, which means rock, and oleum which means oil, so rock oil. So the composition has given of the petroleum. Next one is the liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. So in every home we'll use this LPG gas for cooking food. So it consists of mainly butane and some amount of propane and ethane. And it is filled in meal cylinder used as a domestic use. And it is highly inflammable and leakage very dangerous. And traces of the sulfur compound is peculiar and it is detectable, the smell. So in kitchen if we have any cylinders, that is gas leaking smell, means it is due to the trace of a compound. So it is very inflammable, very dangerous too. And natural gas. So the another source of heat energy is the fossil fuel called marsh gas. So 97% of the methane and some quantities of ethane and propane are present. And compressed natural gas which is in the form of liquid and with a high pressure. And the uses of this natural gas is CNG, that is fuel in scooters and buses where we are using, and for cooking food, heating water, and which will help us to produce electricity, and it is used in manufacturing of fertilizers. And the use of wood as a fuel. How the wood is used as a fuel? So direct method and indirect method. So in direct method, the firewood which will burn to generate the heat, and it will produce smoke and serious health hazards too. So burning wood not suitable for generating the heat energy. And in indirect method, firewood heated indirectly in the absence of air, which will convert it into charcoal. So the process is destructive distillation of wood, and charcoal is very much expensive. And what are the raw materials for the biogas? It is the animal waste, for example cow dung, and the human excreta, and the industrial domestic wastes like the vegetables, fruits waste. And here comes the another energy, wind energy. So blowing wind had energy. So that is the kinetic energy, and the solar energy is responsible for the blowing of wind. That's why we are telling that the ultimate source of the energy is sun. So what are the factors here? The uneven heating of the equatorial or the polar region of the earth by sun rays, and the rotation of earth and the local conditions. So here comes non-conventional energy, the source which are not used extensively, that is it has some limit. So for example solar energy and sea energy. So in the solar energy, nowadays everybody using solar energy in their houses. So now everyone is turned to using the solar energy. So some methods of collecting solar energy, and this is the solar cooker where you can keep the vessel inside the box, and the light rays, that is the sun rays, will fall on that sheet which is kept on the side of the box. So that will absorb the sun rays, and that will reflect the sun rays into the vessel, that will make the food cooked. Likewise solar concentrators, solar furnace, solar cells. Nowadays everybody had using this solar cells for charging any electrical goods. And here you can see the solar panel. Nowadays even the government using this solar panels to electrify the housing. So solar panel is nothing but the group of solar cells will form the solar panel. So that will absorb the sunlight from in the daytime, and it will gives the electricity in the night time. And also solar water heater. So that time the heater will absorb the energy from the sun in the daytime, and it will heat the water. So here comes the tidal energy, which is from where we will get the energy from the water. So here is the geothermal energy. So here we will extract the energy from the hot rocks which is under the ground of the earth. So here comes the ocean wave energy. So in the waves we will get energy, that is ocean wave energy. And here we have nuclear energy. So this nuclear energy we will get it from some nuclear reactions. So here is the process of nuclear fission. So nuclear reaction has two processes, nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. So first one is the nuclear fission. It is nothing but it is a heavier particle which will split into two. That is the process of nuclear fission. Likewise, the process of nuclear fusion. It is nothing but combination of two particles, two lighter particles into a heavier particle. That is the nuclear fusion. That is the two particles are fused together to form a heavier particle. So this hydrogen bomb is based on that principle what we have seen, nuclear fusion. So when you see this hydrogen bomb, you can remember a very dangerous incident happened in our earth. That is the Hiroshima Nagasaki incident. So it is due to this bomb, and it destroyed so many people's life and destroyed so many upcoming generations also. So this is happening due to the based on the principle of the nuclear fusion. Thank you.